Welcome back everyone, I'm Plays Games, this is EVE Online, and today we're going to embark on another one of the level 4 epic arcs. And this time around, for the next few episodes, we're going to be running the Gallente Epic Arc. And it's widely considered, especially by myself, as by far the hardest of all the epic arcs. So for that reason, and because it's cool, we're using the Vargur as usual. It will be the same fit we've been using for quite some time now. I'll post it in the video description below. But just in case we run into very, very difficult missions, which I know we are going to, I have this fit ready to go as well. It has an extra large shield booster 2 and a shield boost amplifier and 2 multi-spectrum shield hardeners. If you're not using the tractor beams and the salvagers, it's just cap stable and it repairs just under 500 hit points a second, and we might even need that, and all resistances way up over 70. Yes, we are going to need that, so let's undock and get to the first agent in this arc and get started. Okay, here we are at the first agent. It's not the most impressive sight, but it is a sight to see. And let's click an agent, click start conversation and get this arc underway. Let's say yes, we want to restart the arc please. And the first agent says, "Excuse me, can I trouble you for a moment? Impetus needs your help with our next holoreel. Can you go and meet up with one of our directors? If you do a good enough job, I'm sure we can get you in the credits for that reel. You can find him over in the system of Tolle. Look for the studio we have set up in that system. The director is probably in his luxurious pleasure cruiser. You know, the holoreel lifestyle can be really difficult sometimes." So the first mission is to go 4 jumps over and talk to another agent, and we're getting $1 million ISK for this, and another 1.1 if we do it within 6 hours. I know I said this arc is difficult, and believe me, it gets more difficult than this. Okay, we made it safe and sound to the mission location. We're on the way to the second agent, and this site is much more impressive than the first one we were at. I'm not sure why the epic arc doesn't actually start here and be one mission shorter. Oh well, one of the great mysteries of EVE Online. Here we are at the film studio, because that's what Impetus do, they make holoreel films. This is like a huge drive-in cinema, let's have a look at it. There's all these residential habs lined up right underneath the giant cinema screen, and that's all the film studios and the broadcasting network over here. Very cool. Anyway, we're not here for sightseeing, let's talk to the agent. Right, mission complete, 2 million in the bank, easy peasy. And this new agent says, "Ah, the famous Cade 102, welcome. I don't get to mingle with an egger every day, so it's an honour to finally meet you face to face. Or close enough to it, anyways. I assume you've come to help with my next holoreel project here at Impetus. Yes, well, quite a few setbacks already, I'm afraid. As someone like you might appreciate, I don't fully understand what I was getting into when I decided to film everything in space. Things have become a little more difficult than I expected. We could really use an experienced capsuleer like you to keep everything on track. Frankly, I don't know why we didn't consider this option sooner. If you're able to help out, then your first task would be to investigate a possible filming location. We're not expecting any major problems, but after an accident last week scouting a similar location, I'd rather have these matters handled by someone who really knows what they're doing. I don't suppose you'd be free and willing to scout the area? So, we're now a film scout apparently. And we're being paid 5 million ISK for this, and another 1.5 if we do it within 6 hours. It's in this same system, so we'll just be walking to a site and evaluating it for filming a film. And there's a little bit of blurb about Impetus. If you want, you can pause the video and read that. I'm not going to read out all that as well, so let's just accept the mission and get a move on.
Warp drive active.
Here you've got some opening blurb. This ancient compound we're warping to lies derelict and abandoned. Even Serpentis forces, known for tirelessly seeking out new footholds inside Federation space, remain unwilling to move into this prime strategic real estate. Few details are known about the events that took place here, and the local residents will all too eagerly move a curious tourist onto less comfortable topics. For most people, it's enough to know that the area is referred to as the Scar. Pretty! Okay, there's an abandoned pleasure hub here, lots of debris, and an acceleration gate. So, I take it we're going to go through the gate, look back at our ship so we can see what we're doing. We'll just Microwarpdrive. I'm expecting us to get jumped. We know what Eve is like. I'm sure things will spawn as soon as we get close to the gate. Now you could film a sci-fi horror film in these ruins, I suppose. No bad guys, right? Oh no, there are bad guys. Here they are. And we have all kinds of stuff, so let's turn all the tank and shooting stuff on. And as usual, we'll kill the battle cruisers first. Because we don't like battle cruisers. They hit very hard, but they die very quickly. And we'll just lock up these annoying little frigates. And we'll get our drones to go and kill them. Well, apparently we were too close to that cruiser to hit it. But we can hit the battle cruisers, no problem at all. There's no point trying to pull range on the cruiser to hit it better. We'll just stay where we are and kill the battleships. Because we were webbed by the elite frigates, so we wouldn't be moving very fast to pull range. As usual, all these are drones, so none of them will drop anything unless the battleships happen to be elite, in which case they'll drop an elite drone AI, which, as we know, are worth almost nothing these days. They used to be 5 or 6 million ISK each, and now they're about 700,000 ISK. So the market for these elite drone AIs has well and truly disappeared, and that was not an elite battleship. And I actually forgot to turn on the Bastion module, but we seem to have cleared this room quite fine without Bastion. You don't always have to use Bastion. There's no point turning it on now, everything's almost dead. Right, now we can pull range on this guy. And he will melt pretty quickly. Now we'll bring the drones back, because he's about to die. Right, cool. Let's get on to the next gate.
Warp drive active.
We'll just reload the guns. That's a big long list of bad guys. And a great big ball of them. And luckily they seem to be in a staggered formation around us, so we'll target the ones that are closest to us. I'll actually turn Bastion on this time. Read the blurb, and the blurb says, further inside the compound, the area shows signs of a large-scale fight. To this day, the frozen corpses of men and women drift aimlessly amidst the debris. Structures are peppered with antimatter impact craters, in all cases showing signs of an instant and violent decompression. There was clearly no trial here for those criminals caught by Federation forces. Whoever was living inside these pleasure hubs was evidently never supposed to survive the initial attack, which must have been swift and unexpected. Despite the vista of death and destruction, this second area is crawling with signs of life. Among the twisted metal and burned hulls is the unmistakably alien movement of rogue drones as they rally and build in numbers inside their monstrous hive. They are not alone, however. Off in the distance, a convoy of Minmatar combat vessels bearing no ID tags idle their engines and remain fully aligned for a warp out. Well, I can't see anyone else other than the drones, so maybe they warped out whilst we were reading that. What is our range? 61. Well, I think we'll just stay here and let things approach. No, we won't. We'll turn Bastion off and we'll approach the furthest away battleship. Lock everything up. Come on, Bastion. And we'll turn the shield off just for a little while. Give ourselves, what, 2 cycles of Microwarpdrive to close the range, then we'll turn it back off. That's one. And the second one, so we'll just turn it off now. Good, everything's getting closer, that's what we need. And stop the ship. turn Bastion on. Smash the battle cruisers. Or the cruisers, or wherever they are. Come on, hit it please. There we are. See if we can black these little frigates. Yes, we can. Jolly good. Well, that's reduced the list of things. That's another one gone. Let's get this cruiser. And then it's all just battleships. Easy peasy. Right, now we'll just take him in distance order. Let's have a look at the infested station ruins. Yeah, it's the same thing you see repurposed in many missions. It's a Dominix pointing straight downwards. It's been infested by drones. And this is a drone hive. I do wish the drones had some more lore around them. They're very interesting, but they're kind of falling behind as a faction. They're not even a faction really, which is a great shame. We'll just speed through the rest of this mission, I think. Okay, final bad guy dead, and we have a start conversation button appeared, so it looks like we're going to hand this in remotely. Yes, complete remotely please. That's another 6.5 million in the bank, thank you very much. It says, rogue drones on Minmatar, eh? Yes, well, I've heard rumours, but I thought that was all just a scary tale to keep people out of there. The place has a history, you see. That's partly why we wanted to film there in the first place, and probably what made those mini vagrants think it was a safe place to squat. I suppose we can shoot the area from certain angles to exclude the damn drone hive, but I'll have to check it out myself. At least we can proceed with that, thanks to your good work. There's a few other favours I'd ask of you if you're still free. Get back to me if you're interested. Okay, and we can accept this mission remotely. And the new mission is Priority 1, and the agent says, the shining star in this Holoreel project of mine is a fairly high profile individual, as you might expect. His name is Rayleigh Ardan, the son of a low profile senator. He's a real knockout at 14 years old, and he already has a budding endorsements empire with all the major clothing labels. Now he's looking to expand into holoreels, which is where Impetus comes in. His parents have prospered from senatorial life, and they spared no expense on Rayleigh's cosmetic enhancements. It shows too. He really makes a mark in the 12 to 16 year old female demographic. Of course, a boy his age and with his connections shouldn't be travelling the space lanes unguarded. I was hoping you'd be interested in meeting him at his father's senatorial residence. It wouldn't be every day you get to see a place like that, even as an egger. What do you say? Okay, so we're escorting the senator's son to the film set, and we're getting paid another 5 million ISK with another 1.7 if we do it in less than 6 hours, so we'll accept this remotely. And it's in the next system over, so we'll just go there now. During that fight I noticed I was firing phased plasma at drones. I should have been firing EM. Whoops.
Warp drive active.
Okay, we're on the way to the mission to pick up the little kid. And the blurb says, the Ardan residence. The normally well-guarded antechamber leading to this compound has been brought to ruin. The few structures that remain tell the tale of a swift and violent strike that was evidently part of a deeper breach. All communications arrays have been targeted and destroyed. The area that used to house the central security facility, the hub of all senatorial protection details, has been reduced to a few drifting sheets of burned metal. Judging from the intensity of the fire still burning, the attack only came a few hours ago at the most. The acceleration gate to the next room shows signs of even more recent activation, and a shuttle can clearly be identified on the scans ahead. Okay, so the Senator's house has come under attack. Let's Microwarpdrive to the gate and see if we can find any survivors. Yep, there's all kinds of weird wreckage here. Again, it's all just repurposed level 4 mission stuff. You'll have seen this scenery many times before. No opening blurb, but there is a shuttle of civilians I'm assuming we're going to have to go and pick them up. So we'll just approach that. Incoming transmission. An egger? What the hell is going on here? I suppose you're not one of them, or we'd both be dead by now. Listen, I've got to get this kid out of here. Right now, he's priority one. I just grabbed him, undocked, and then hid us in a gas cloud straight away. Problem is though, I was in such a rush to evacuate the residence that I think I smashed into the undock ramp a few times. Our shuttle's warp core is cutting out and our nav systems are malfunctioning. We need to head to the shipyard in the next area and get a proper ticket out of here, or we're going to be stuck sitting around when they return. I'm not about to wait for that. If you want to help, cover our 6 as we head to the shipyard's docking ramp. We're going in right now. Well, they should have waited for me, really. I am in a Tech 2 Marauder, and I am an Immortal. And these stupid civilians in a shuttle have just jumped into the unknown on their own. That's fine, we'll go and save them. Whoa, that's a lot of bad guys, and they're all Minotaur, so we're going to reload to Hail L. Not just fusion, but Hail, because they're really right up close. Okay, here we go. Bam! The power of Hail L. And you've got to love that. You've got to love it. Hey, so the Minotaur Republic apparently are getting involved in this situation. I mean, these aren't pirates, these are actually Minotaur Republic fleet ships. That's okay, we can deal with killing all those ships. They like us enough anyway. You won't lose faction standing for every ship you kill. It's just the largest ships, so we'll lose like 0.005 or 0.006 or something for killing one of these battleships, but we can deal with that. Yeah, some of these guys are elite, are they? Because they've changed to aggro or drones. Let's see if we can hit them with hail. That'd be a no. Okay, let's turn that off. Turn Bastion off. Gonna have to bring our drones back after that one dies. And we'll pull range on this guy. As soon as Bastion goes off, we'll start pulling range. There we go. No, we won't. We'll just go to the gate. I suppose we'll loot the battleships. The only things we'll get out of these will be tags, I would think. And we'll just let our drones whittle away at all these frigates. We'll reload to Republic Fleet Fusion just in case there's more on the other side and they're further away than where they are. Yeah, you just get tags, but they are worth 1.6 million each, so we'll take them. Maybe you don't just get tags. Well, that's worth keeping, I'll have that.
Warp drive active.
Right, there was some not terrible loot in there. Not bad. I'll take it. Might as well fill up the Vargur's enormous cargo with things like tags. So there's 5 million ISK right there. Lovely. Right, let's see what jumps us in this repair station. And if the shuttle's still alive. Oh dear. That's a lot of things. Well, the shuttle's kind of sort of still there. The Pator 6, don't know who that is. Yeah, they've destroyed the shuttle. Oh, damn it. And they've disappeared. And the agent says, shit, that was the Senator's son, was it? Get to that wreckage. I need to be absolutely certain who is aboard that ship before I start panicking. Please, salvage the wreck and do it quickly. The people that did this could be back any moment, and the wreckage itself could start to drift apart and break down even sooner than that. A few hours max. You must act quickly, pilot. Find a salvager and move it. You have 2 hours. They will want updates as quickly as I will. Well, it does seem to be a cargo can, so maybe we can tractor beam it. No, it's not a wreck. It's a static thing. That's fine. Just continue blapping everything. And then we'll go for the big battleships. I think we're about to get dragged into politics here. The Mimitar Republic are killing Galentian senators. I'm not sure what all that's about, because the Gallente and Mimitar Republic are usually allied with each other. There's something going on. Right, we'll have that. And we'll have that. And we'll turn Bastion off and just start approaching the shuttle. Dead. Right, we'll have that. Okay, when the agent said grab a salvager, he actually meant it. This is harking back to the olden days of the old hacking minigame. And this is how it would work. You would fire either a relic analyzer, data analyzer, or yes, a salvager at a box and just wait until it says box open. That's how it was before we had the hacking minigame, and it shows you how old the Epic Arc missions are, because they haven't bothered to update them to be hacking. So we'll just sit here and we'll let our little salvager salvage it. Okay, we can now open the wreck, and there ain't nothing in there, but the agent seems happy enough because he's flashed up on the screen. And he says, I'm looking at the analysis now. There is a neatly cut hole in one of the metal sheets you salvaged. It must have been for a boarding tunnel. I can only guess that after the vessel was boarded, the attackers initiated its self-destruct mechanisms. Your sensors don't show any shots fired from the Mimitar ships. This is good. Well, it's bad, very bad, but the Senator Stun is still alive. I need you to stay on with us for a little while if you can. Report back to me if you're willing to take on the investigation of this matter. God knows we need the help now more than ever. So we'll click start conversation. We'll complete this remotely. And he says, the Federation authorities have asked for your continued assistance under the provisional direction of Impetus. I'm not sure if you are interested in sticking with us, but we could use the help. Let me know if you're interested, so we'll request the mission. And the next mission is called the Averon Exchange. And the agent says, we've hit upon a lead for you to follow. Our proximity to the Amar border attracts just the sort of criminals who might have masterminded this terrible act. People smugglers, pimps, slaveholders. There are all sorts of dark corners in the Elalan constellation, with darker motives strewn throughout these recesses. There's a place not far from here in the Averon system known as the Exchange. It's a hangout for low-lifes and criminals, a real nasty place. After talking with some friends in the scope, they pointed us in that direction. It seems this Mimitar crew, the Pator 6, is known around these parts for raiding unwary travellers. Your assignment is a dangerous one. You will need to fly to the trading hub and see if there are any further leads. Maybe even one of those Mimitar gang members is still flying around. Are you up to the task? Oh yes, of course we are. And it's one system over, which is nice. Usually Epic Arcs have you flying all over the place. And we're getting paid another 5 million ISK if you do this, and another 1.6 if you do it within 6 hours. And there's some more blurb about Averon and how close it is to the Amar border. Again, you can pause the video and read that. I'm not going to read all that out as well. So let's click accept. And we'll get moving. on to the next system.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
And we're here in the mission system on the way to the mission site, and the opening blurb says, the Averon exchange has been identified by the DED and Federation Customs as one of the most dangerous and illegal gatherings of criminals in the entire LLI constellation. The location shifts from week to week as the inhabitants evade DED raids and set up elsewhere. Various residents are wanted on charges of people smuggling, forced prostitution and illegal slaveholding. DED threat rating deadly. Aha, the Pator 6 are here. Okay. So let's just approach them, shall we? And they're sending us a transmission which says, persistent, aren't you, Edgar? Listen, we don't care who you work for, we don't care how well funded you are, and we don't care if you come back again and again in a new clone. Even if you think for a moment we're going to lie down and let you take that kid, you're as clueless as the last guy who came in here, and about to be just as dead. So they've warped out, and a whole load of mercenaries have spawned right on top of us, so let's just... Well, I was going to pull range, but he's been webbed, so let's not. Let's just target and bastion up. 3 cruisers and a whole load of frigates. I was going to say I should have reloaded to phase plasma, but you know, they seem to be melting pretty fast. Man, that is an awful lot of frigates. That's pretty nasty. So I think now that they're not webbing us for some reason, we'll try and pull some range on them. Because if we put the drones out, the drones will get absolutely annihilated by these guys. Okay, now we're back to being webbed. We've got 4 webs on us, and our maximum speed is 40 meters a second. Okay, this might be a massacre of our drones. Interesting. Well, the ones we can track are absolutely getting destroyed, which is great. It's just what we need. Okay, so apparently the little Dramel looking ones are too fast for us to track, but the Merlins were not. Well, that's good. Okay, now there's only 5 frigates to absolutely kill our drones. Let's have a look. Let's see what happens. Will they switch aggro to the drones? Probably yes. Can we bring the drones back in time? Again, hopefully yes. They're not elite frigates, which is great. But they were webbing us, which is not great. Whilst the drones are doing that, I think we'll just salvage the medium wrecks. See if they've got any Meta 4 missiles on board for us. That ambush could have been much nastier than it actually was, you know. Nothing worth keeping in that wreck. Nothing worth keeping in that wreck. Oh well, never mind. Nothing worth keeping in that wreck either. Oh, that's fine. We'll just let our drones finish this mission for us. We'll just hang out here and loot the field. Okay, reinforcement time. Sweet. Knew there had to be more to this than just the initial spawn. I'll put 1 gun on each. They'll die fairly quickly. And more reinforcements. Okay, now we're getting the good stuff. Some battleships to play with. Good stuff. Well, let's just target all these wrecks. Might as well continue looting as we go. We are a marauder after all. I don't usually do this. I'm usually quite lazy. But we might as well squeeze as much as we can from this epic arc. Man, these mercenary battleships are just so crap. They just die so easily. Still to find any loot worth taking, you know. I did check the value of the tags we got in the first mission, and it was 15.3 million, which is not bad, just for a bunch of tags. Well, there is a Meter 4 missile, but it's only a light missile and it's worth 104,000, which is the same as saying it's worth absolutely nothing. Make sure I shoot the battleship and not the wrecks. Okay, the agent seems to have popped up, and that's a good indication that this mission is over. And he says, "Good work killing those smugglers, pilot. We need to recover the child as soon as we can, but these scumbags clearly know what they're doing. I'm getting in over my head now. I think I should refer you to my superiors. I'm going to call them quickly. Get back to me in a moment." And we will get back to him in a moment after I finish looting everything. There's another Meter 4 light missile launcher. More absolute garbage in there. Right, where are the large wrecks? We'll just do them. We finally found some good loot. We got a Pitfall Compact Warp Disruption Fuel Generator, and they've gone up in price. These only used to be worth about 2 million, now it's worth 4. Boom! And there's a Pulse Laser which is worth over 250,000, so we'll take that as well. The main pitfall of these pitfalls is that they are 50 cubic meters. Right, let's talk to the agent. So let's complete remotely, get another 6.6 million in the bank. Nice. And he says, "I've spoken with my superiors and I'd like to hand this matter off to them now. I'm only a low-level holoreel director after all. You'd be better advised by people who have some experience in these kind of things. Let me know if you're okay with that and I'll get the ball rolling, so yes please, request mission." And here we go, this is the epic arc, annoying travel stuff. It says, "I'm glad you're willing to stick around with us on this. The person I've been instructed to refer you to is our regional director. I don't have his current location, but I can put you in touch with one of his secretaries. You can find her at the Impetus officers in Statile, Planet 2. I can tell them you're on the way if you think you have time to make the appointment. Yes please, accept remotely." Right, let's get moving. Okay, we made it safe and sound to the agent, so let's talk to the new agent. And the new agent says, "Welcome to Statile. My name is Averon Viet. Jian said you've been invaluable to us recently, so if there's any way I can further assist you, please let me know. I understand you're seeking a meeting with our Cinq Liaison Regional Director. That would be Mr. Loire, Odal Loire. He spends most of his time at our spacebound office complex here in Statile. I'm afraid he's not very fond of the media, and since they have free docking access to any of our publicly listed stations, you can most often guess he won't be in any of them. I'll patch the coordinates of the offices if you like. So we're just going to their site in this same system. We're getting paid 2 million for this, and another 1.1 if you do it within 6 hours, so yes please, accept."
Warp drive active.
So let's warp there. And the opening blurb says, "The offices for Impetus's Cinq Liaison Regional Division are housed in Statile, the only known system in the entire region where Impetus has financed the construction of development studios. The proximity to other nations' borders has made the Saint-Claison offices an ideal place for foreign investors and shareholders to touch base with the region's own Holoreel bureaucracy. Yeah, because Saint-Claison is pretty close to Amar and Caldari and Minmatar space. I take it this is the man we're meeting, so let's just approach him. We're not getting a initiate dialogue thing here, and he is in a ship. So I'm assuming he's about to get ambushed and killed. We shall see. Come on. And now he's speaking to us. He says, "Welcome, pilot. Averon told me to expect you, but not to expect any other company. I'm guessing these Minmatar ships and warp to us both aren't with you." No, they are not, sir. Okay, now it's a Pator 6. This is quite a lot of bad guys. Let's just attack them. Boom, one dead. Good. Your tank is taking a bit of a beating, but we'll grind down the cruisers. And then start on the battleships. So these mercenary battleships tend to melt quite quickly, and so do the cruisers. Put out our little drones. I told you this is the hardest level 4. Half shield warning. We don't hear that very often in the Vargur. And the agent's popped up again. And she says, "Alright, I've just spoken with Mr. Roy. He wasn't too pleased that these Matari followed you back to his offices. Good thing you cleaned them up, otherwise he'd have been less inclined to help. I've been forwarded all of the relevant files you will need to continue your investigation. When you're ready, just return to me and we can begin." Well, that was absolutely terrifying. Even though we're in a Vargur, and we do have Bastion module, and really good resistances, we came very close to dipping into armour there. That was absolutely terrifying. And if we had not been a Vargur that's punching out 2276 DPS, we would have been in real trouble there. Dear God. Right, I think this is a good place to end this episode. I'll loot the field and I'll go back and speak to the agent, and then we'll rejoin in the next episode. I do hope you come back for that, and until then, I do hope you take very good care of yourself. I'll talk to you again soon.